Jersey's Rad Radio, 95.9 The Rad. That's Nirvana, and we're pretty excited because Matt, O'Ree, and Eryn are in the studio with us this morning. We have a live performance. Yes. Good morning, y'all.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good to see you. It's early.
Yes,
It really is.
There's
early.
a lot of people on the roads in the morning. I didn't know this. And you know what? They don't drive very well.
He's a
No, they
night
don't.
dweller
They do not drive
who
very
does not get up before we've had our fourth or fifth cup of coffee.
well. Oh, boy.
I'm working on my fourth right now, actually.
You guys must have really good
Yeah,
coffee.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still like wiping the sleep out of this weekend, man. It was crazy this weekend.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day.
Matt, O'Ree, and vocalist and wife Eryn in the studio with us.
My better half.
Your better half. Now, is that what he says at the home front, Eryn?
Yeah.
You're the better half.
He does.
I'm pretty honest with that.
All right.
Most things are like, Eryn, can you fix this for me?
I'm tech support.
She is.
Tech
there you go.
support in the house.
And HR.
and
you go.
Well,
HR.
that's what the guys joke
You
about
got to
in the
do
band.
what she says.
Yes.
That's what that means. Now, Matt and the whole band are at Bond Street Basement for a special event on Thursday. We want to hear about that. We want to hear about you just got back from Ireland, apparently, bombing through some County Cork, from what I understand.
That's correct.
And we want to hear about whatever it is that you got in your hand there on that guitar with the strings and so forth.
Absolutely.
But it's a pleasure to have you. You guys were performed at least at one point at the
Billboard, the radio
Billboard Radiothon.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That was super sweet of you to do.
Really nice. of
We
you.
go back a long ways here, and
Oh.
I'm happy. I'm just thrilled to be back at the studio.
I love it, man.
Honestly, I mean,
We're
seriously.
family here, brother.
Hey, thank you. I feel the same way. Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
Talk
Absolutely.
about going the back. I mean, 96 we started. I think you
Yeah,
were in
98.
here was it 98?
I met Hook, I think, in '98.
Yeah.
From my little brother's friend that must have been calling in a bunch and became friendly with Hook. And he said, "You got to talk to Steve Hook. I think he'd like your music." And that's kind of how it started.
Yeah. Steve was on one of your first records, wasn't
He's
he?
been on a few.
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a few, intros and a few ad libs, and
Oh, boy, that's got to sound interesting.
it was perfect, absolutely perfect.
Wasn't one of them the lighting of a cigarette, and you hear the
Oh, yeah.
you hear the opening of the Zippo lighter
Yes,
and whatnot.
gotta have a Zippo.
The other one, he was preaching.
Yeah, the other one he was preaching like a Baptist preacher, and he did a great job on it.
Matt, what is it about a Zippo lighter that makes you say it's got to be a Zippo?
Because when you think about any rock and roll record that has any reference to smoking, which none of them do anymore, and it's probably for the better. But anytime you'd hear that Zippo, you knew that somebody's smoking.
Yeah.
It's like cling, cling.
It's like an audio cue.
It
right?
is. It is.
It's fun that way.
It is fun that way. I like it.
Matt and Eryn are in the studio to perform live, and they want to perform live for you on Thursday in the basement of Bond Street Bar. What do you want to do first? You want to play something? First of all, how many songs are you willing to play for us?
Oh, I mean, we're here for.
Because I've got all day.
Me too.
I just need to be somewhere for the school bus when it drops the kids off.
Yes.
No, seriously. What's going on in the Bond Street basement this weekend? Because this Thursday, it sounds kind of cool.
It is. So a good friend of ours, Tom Ruff, that owns Asbury Media, he's mastered a bunch of our records over the years. So I've known Tom for many years. Anyway, he does a whole live recording of bands in Dolby Atmos 5.1 surround. And we've never done anything like that. And so we were looking to do a pop-up show because we're home for a bit. We haven't been playing this winter, and I haven't told anybody this until now. But I did have surgery over the winter, and I needed rotator surgery.
Oh.
So I'm not a big Facebook thing. Let me put out my problems so people can
Right.
feel bad for me. I'm not like that. So that's the first time I actually just told people that happened. So
How'd it work out?
It worked out great. I'm feeling great.
Awesome.
I got most of my range back. I'm still in therapy. So I had no choice because sleeping was an issue, loading equipment was an issue, stacking the trailer, all that kind of stuff on the road.
Was playing an issue for you?
Playing was the one thing that wasn't,
Oh, thank goodness.
which
for
was
that.
great, right? So I was still able to do that. But so we didn't schedule any shows for a while because I didn't know how long this was going to take. And now we're like crap, we need some shows because we're not going back on the road till probably end of June. So anyway, so Tom brought up this idea of doing a 5.1 recording of us, and so we will be releasing that somehow either through Asbury Media or ourselves, I guess, or both. And it's going to be a real cool thing to hear the band if you have 5.1.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll be right back with more with Matt O'Ree and Eryn here on the Rat. It's the morning Rat Race from Jersey's Rat Radio 95.9 The Rat. We are live in studio with Matt O'Ree, the Matt O'Ree Band, and Eryn, his vocalist and better half.
Yes.
As we have established.
Well put.
Matt, you spent a little time with another guy from Jersey doing some road work for John Bon Jovi.
Yes, I did.
Did
thankfully.
some strong relationships, friendships come out of that experience with you?
Oh, definitely. John was so great with me. It's just an honor to just know him. And one of the absolute takeaways for me was just watching him work.
Yeah.
Now I'm standing next to him on stage, right? And the stage is the football field. It's not playing Jamians,
Yeah.
as much as I love playing there. But it was so neat to stand from that perspective and because my whole life growing up, I couldn't wait to be in that position and hoped and dreamed. And here I am doing it.
Yeah.
Never with a band I ever would have thought I'd been playing.
Right.
Who would have thought that?
Right.
Wow.
How did you
amazing.
connect with him?
That was through David Bryan.
I
I met David Bryan at Jamian's. That's why I
I
mentioned
probably could have guessed that.
Yeah.
Because I kind of had the vibe that maybe David brought you into that after seeing you play.
Yeah, it was kind of John needed somebody for a tour, and
Right.
they threw my name in the hat.
Yeah.
And lo and behold. So watching John play, and John was so cool where he was like, man, when it's your turn to solo, you get up there and you tell the world what you've been working for.
Wow.
So, and which was amazing that I didn't think that he'd even want me to do that. So, and I had a couple of solos a night. So I'd get to the end of the stage, I'd play my solo, my eyes are closed, I'm back in my parents' bedroom in my mind. And I'm giving it everything I got, and then I open my eyes and I see 50,000 people looking the other direction at John, dancing around on the stage, and I'm like, wait, I'm doing something.
Yeah, man.
But it was like, there's a lesson here. How do you do that?
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing. Like again, watching John work, it's like everybody's glued to him. He's the star. I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
It was a kind of disappointing and cool at the same time. I'm like, 50,000 people were not paying attention to that solo.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. There was someone out there.
They were
There was
listening.
Somebody,
Yeah.
somebody was listening.
Yeah, there was at least one.
Matt O'Ree is in the studio with us. He's as this vinyl that you brought in for me, the Hand in Glove. Tell me a little bit about the recording of that and what that experience was like with the band.
Sure. That's Eryn. Do you want to chime in on that
Me?
one?
Yeah.
This one we did mostly
Get
live.
close to the microphone there.
We did it mostly live in the studio at Surefire.
At Surefire.
Yeah.
Okay.
We overdubbed some vocals at our house, our little condo, and I think a couple guitar parts, but mostly we did it fully. We wanted it to be like what we sound like live, so we wanted to kind of present that rather than being a more overproduced type record, which is what Brotherhood was.
Yeah.
A little more produced. So this one's more raw. Live, like we do these songs live, it's pretty much going to sound like what it is on the record.
On the record.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Because all this time, it's everyone's trying to chase after the current sound of what's on the radio, and everything's so polished and perfect and tuned, and and it's like, what? Was never really us anyway. Let's make the record that we've always wanted to make, which is what we grew up with, which was the record of the 70s.
Yeah.
And they all played in the studio together live, which is how we recorded it. And we knew that we wanted to do vinyl because we've grew up on vinyl. So it was like I couldn't wait to put the needle on that record, and holy crap, it's us.
Yeah.
It's the first vinyl I've
exciting.
ever been on.
Yeah, so it was the first time we've done this venture. So, we're in the middle of writing a new record. We're almost done with it. We're in the home stretch, I guess, or 3/4, and we're gonna do vinyl again for the next one too.
And this is actually a double vinyl.
Yes,
If you open it up, there's like a big old picture of
I used to use those for something called getting the seeds out. Let me ask you this. You said you were recording something. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's the last riff you wrote, Matt?
Oh, this is well. If you come to the show Thursday, we are playing a few of the new songs from the upcoming record. And
I don't need the whole song, just whatever.
There's one that I really like, and it's not so much a heavy rock riff as it is this.
I can hear a vocal melody going very well with
100%.
that. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
Nobody steal that.
It's already copywritten. I mailed it to ourselves.
Eryn with Matt O'Ree and Eryn. They're at the Bond Street Basement on Thursday doing a in surround sound recording.
Come on by.
And we encourage you to support them.
Absolutely.
Along with the rest of the scene.
Yes.
Very well done. Thanks for popping in, man.
Thank you for having us, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
bro.
Thank you.
Shout out to Tom Hanley for connecting us over the weekend.
Yep.
Well done indeed. That was awesome. Right on.
That's how you get Mondays going right there.
It's The Rat. We'll be right back.